This video is intended to illustrate the initial prototype of the music learning infrastructure of the European Union-funded PRAISE project. The functionalities of this prototype are illustrated through an example of a community of music learners, where a lesson plan is defined by a tutor and students or community members practice and interact.
Dave is a tutor who wants to generate a new lesson plan for his group of guitar students: Carlos, Josep Luis, Joan, Mark, Anna, Francois, and Luc. Dave starts by opening the lesson plan editor for defining the pedagogical workflow. The goal of this lesson plan is increasing the speed competence and the interpretation maturity of the students. Dave defines the roles in this lesson plan, which in this case are the tutor and student roles. He also defines the sequence of activities, such as uploading songs, mutual assessment, automatic performance analysis, and mark generation. Once the lesson plan is completed and verified by the system, Dave saves it to the public library of lesson plans. Dave launches the lesson plan he has just defined and logs in as a tutor. Right after launching the lesson plan, the interfaces for the students and the tutor are automatically generated by the system, and the lesson plan is ready to be operational. As the tutor, he navigates through the lesson plan, moving into the activity where a score needs to be provided for the students to practice. In this activity, he plays and records the score offline, and when online, he uploads both the score and the audio file. Dave leaves the lesson plan, intending to come back later to monitor what the students have done. Now, students can navigate through the lesson plan, find the assignment, that is the tutor's uploaded score, practice it, assess each other's performances, and so on. Carlos, one of Dave's students, gets home and logs into the lesson plan. He likes the piece proposed by Dave, My Funny Valentine, and decides to try it straight away. Offline, Carlos plays and records the score. Online, he uploads his recording before leaving the browser. Carlos's performance may now be assessed by the system in two different manners. The first is by the feedback of community members, that is, fellow students. The second is by automatic analysis tools, as specified by the lesson plan. The lesson plan editor allows for the integration of web services as part of lesson plan activities. In particular, when defining the lesson plan, Dave has included a service that automatically analyzes students' recordings. The result of this analysis illustrates, in a temporal line, how close is a student's performance to the goal set by the tutor, in this case, Dave's own performance. The higher the line is, the farther the student's performance is from that of the tutor's. Josep Luis, another student of Dave, logs into the lesson plan and records his own performance of My Funny Valentine. He then uploads his recorded performance, which may now be assessed by fellow students and automatic analysis tools. Again, using one of the automatic analysis tools, Josep Luis can see how close his performance is to that provided by the tutor Dave. Carlos, after practicing offline the entire evening, decides to record and upload his performance again the next day. This way, he can check whether there is any improvement in his own performance. This is made possible because Dave's lesson plan incorporates the reflexive pedagogy functionality of checking whether the performance improves along time. Carlos navigates through the lesson plan, moving into the activity where the reflexive pedagogy web service can be activated. There, he gets an indication of his improvement. Green boxes indicate improvement, whereas red boxes indicate retrogression areas. Giuseppe Ruiz wants to see how his community has been handling the assignment. He logs back into the system and he chooses to give his opinion on Carlos's performance by moving into the corresponding activity. Giuseppe Ruiz listens to Carlos's recording. He leaves a comment. And after forming an opinion on how good Carlos's performance is, and as requested by the lesson plan, he provides marks on the speed and maturity levels. Carlos then moves to his own assessment activity to see who has assessed him and what the opinions have been so far. He sees that there are currently 3 other students in the activity: Giuseppe Ruiz, Joan, and Luc. He sees the opinions expressed so far, including that of Francois, that is no longer present in the assessment activity. Carlos will also see a comment arriving from Joan in real time, as both are in the assessment activity at that very moment. Joan also gives his marks. The lesson plan editor allows incorporating agents that proactively take decisions. In this lesson plan, a trust agent was incorporated by Dave to help him with the process of assessing large quantities of students. Whenever possible, the trust agent generates tentative marks for other students by comparing peer assessments to tutors' assessments. Dave decides to move to the marking activity. He sees the students and their recordings and selects Giuseppe Ruiz to give him a mark. Automatically, with this new information, the trust agent can now provide an assessment on Carlos. Dave then assesses Luc. The assessment of Carlos changes once again to accommodate the new tutor's marks on Luc. Dave leaves the activity and then all marks become final. This automatically allows students to access the activity in which they can consult their marks. Carlos is now allowed to get his marks.
During the first year of the project, we have made progress in the integration of a number of tools: a lesson plan editor, an automatic interface generator, a peer-to-peer infrastructure for community building, several automatic audio analysis tools, and intelligent agents using trust among peers for student assessment. This integration effort will continue during the second year of the project. The platform is now ready for the generation of sophisticated lesson plans for the different use cases we want to explore within PRAISE.